Hey everybody, I'm David Shaw here with another 5 minutes of photography. So I wasn't really planning on doing one of these today. I am just off for a hike in the mountains above Salida, Colorado in the Rockies. My trip home to Alaska has been delayed a little bit. This bloody pandemic is just kind of throwing wrenches in all of my works, but it's all right because I'm getting to spend some time in the Rockies, which were a place where I learned to love the outdoors and love photography. So I'm surviving, let's just say. I'm doing fine. Anyway, so I hadn't really planned on doing this. It is mid-afternoon. The light was not particularly good when I started. It's kind of hot. Sunlight's bright. But as I've been coming along, of course now the sun starts to make an appearance, but the clouds have moved in a bit. And that's really changed how the light looks on the landscape. So over my shoulder here, back there just a little out of sight, there is a nice little creek flowing. I have got this trail, aspen forest, and when I get higher in the valley, I expect some more open views. And so I don't have a particular subject that I want to cover today. Rather, what I want to do is just kind of show you guys how I approach some certain images. So as I encounter things that I want to photograph, I will stop and we'll talk about it. So hope you enjoy it, a little different format for this. And yeah, let's go for a hike. All right, well, I just found a couple of little things here I thought I'd stop and photograph. So right here is a very cool plant. This plant is called false hellebore. And you can see, here's my camera next to it. It's got, pretty big, dramatic looking leaves. And it's one of my favorites to photograph in a fairly close up. So I have two lenses with me. One's just a wide angle. This is equivalent to a 16 to 36. And then I have a big telephoto. So this is the lens I'm going to try. And I'll show you kind of how I'm lining things up. All right, so I've zoomed in all the way that I can. And I'm going to sort of move my camera around as I look for different compositions. So let me look for, oh yeah, there's kind of cool. Putting my focus point dead center. On the leaf. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. As this is a plant I've photographed before, and so as I move around, I sort of look to see how things look. So I'm constantly in motion as I'm finding a composition. Ooh, so that's cool right there. So let's grab that shot. So right nearby that patch of hellebore that I just photographed, I found this patch of my favorite Rocky Mountain wildflower, the paintbrush. And this one, oh my, it is practically glowing. It is so bright. So that's what I'm going to work on. So again, I'm finding compositions. And this one, there are some aspen leaves in the back, and I like that look. So finding something like that, again, I'm getting down low. If you're shooting everything from a standing height, everything looks like this or this. And that gets boring real fast. So getting down like I am on your hands and knees will really help you grab some images. So I'll probably do a little experimentation and take some with a deep depth of field and some with a more shallow depth of field to capture those leaves in the background in focus as well as some out of focus. So I found a couple of compositions there, and one of them that I particularly liked was looking a little bit like that. Down through the flowers into those yellow ones behind. And it just adds color. Rocky Mountains in the springtime, wildflowers are a thing here. And being able to throw as much color into an image as you can definitely will help your compositions and certainly make them more compelling and more eye-grabbing. I just found one last very cool composition, and it involves that scene there behind me. Pretty good, right? So I'm going to play with that. Probably vertical composition, deep depth of field, probably a slow shutter speed if I can manage it handheld, to get some of the motion of that water coming off of the beaver dam. And yeah, pretty cool. Well, folks, this has been another 5 minutes of photography. So I just want to say thanks again for joining me. I'm going to be in Colorado here for the next 3 weeks or so before I finally, hopefully, fingers crossed, manage to make the drive back to Alaska. Hopefully we'll see another episode or two before I head north. Anyway, enjoy and send me your pictures. Check out my Facebook, join my Facebook group, look at me on Instagram. It's all on the next page. And thanks for joining me.